How'd you find this place?
Yahoo? Wait.
What?
How did you learn how to talk?
Yahoo?
Once upon a time, Yahoo was the internet. Before Google, before Facebook, before TikTok, Yahoo was how millions of people got online. In the late 90s and early 2000s, it was worth over $100 billion and sat on top of the dot-com world. But today, Yahoo is basically a cautionary tale, a brand that pops up in trivia games more than real life. I got a random question. Did you ever use Yahoo? And if you did, what were your go-to things? Drop your story in the comments. For me, I love playing literati and chess on Yahoo games and going on Yahoo chat to argue with random strangers. Guilty. But you know, those were the days. So Yahoo started in 1994 when Stanford grads Jerry Yang and David Filo created a directory of websites called Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web. It was basically a hand-curated list of cool sites at the time, when the internet felt like the Wild West. The guide blew up. People needed a map, and Yahoo became that map. By the late 90s, Yahoo wasn't just a directory, it was a digital Swiss Army knife. You had email, news, finance, chat rooms, shopping, you name it, all under the big purple Y. And at its peak, Yahoo was everywhere. Millions of people logged in every day. And by the year 2000, it was worth more than Disney, Ford, and General Motors. But cracks started forming, and the dot-com bubble burst, and leadership changes piled up at Yahoo. And Yahoo's once tight grip on the internet started slipping. The biggest miss? Internet search. Google came onto the scene, and while Yahoo had actually a chance to buy Google for only $1 billion in 2002, they passed. Later, they even had a chance to buy Facebook for $1 billion in 2006. But that deal didn't fall through because Mark Zuckerberg was really defiant. But the board was all for it. By the 2010s, the once beloved and highly respected Yahoo became the butt of all jokes. And it was slow, messy, outdated, and just unable to keep up with the sleek new tech giants. In 2017, Verizon bought them for a fraction of their old value for just under $5 billion. From king of the internet to clearance rack acquisition, that's Yahoo's story. But how? Here's a fun fact. In 1999, Yahoo made Mark Cuban rich by buying his company Broadcast.com for $5.7 billion, mostly on dot-com bubble hype. It was the priciest acquisition of the time. And the problem? The business model wasn't sustainable, internet streaming tech wasn't ready, and user traction was thin. But within just a few years, Yahoo shut it down completely. Today, the deal is remembered as one of the worst acquisitions in internet history. But for Cuban, it was the ultimate win. Without that payday, there probably would be no Dallas Mavericks ownership and no Shark Tank billionaire that we all know today. All right, so time for my GSE or Jesse analysis. We're going to break down the goal, the strategy, and the execution to figure out exactly why things fell apart. Like always, we start with the North Star, the goal. And we ask, is the goal possible? Yahoo's goal was clear. Become the world's homepage. Not just a site you visited, but the portal you started with every time you went online. Has anything like this been done before? Nope. But it was the 90s, so Yahoo was a pioneer. And there was clear proof that this goal was possible. The early internet boom was all the proof they needed. Millions of people were desperate for navigation and a central hub. By no means was this a blind ambition. This was a bold but achievable dream. Next up is strategy. And to break it down, we'll use the classic SWOT analysis. strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is where Yahoo's cracks really start to show. Yahoo's strategy was to reach its goal of being the world's homepage and to become a portal, one-stop shop for everything online. Instead of focusing on one killer product though, they tried to bundle everything under the Yahoo brand: email, news, finance, messenger, shopping, search, and more. This is a textbook case of spreading yourself too thin. The idea was that if Yahoo could be the front door to the internet, people would never need to leave. That portal strategy defined their early success. Millions logged in daily to use Yahoo Mail, Yahoo Messenger, and Yahoo Finance. But the problem, by trying to be everything, they weren't the best at anything, a jack of all trades. So when competitors came along with focused products, Google for search, Facebook for social, YouTube for video, Yahoo's portal strategy started to look outdated. So their strengths: they had a massive user base, strong brand recognition, and a first mover advantage. Everyone knew Yahoo, and it was the first thing people associated with to the internet for a time. The weaknesses, again, it was too broad, too unfocused. Instead of doubling down on core products like search or mail, they spread themselves awfully thin. And how about the opportunities? They had cash money and a great chance to buy future giants like Google and possibly potentially Facebook, and could have owned the social media and search eras, but instead they squandered those opportunities by not pursuing them as aggressively as they could have. And how about the threats? Again, you have competitors like Google, which offered a cleaner, faster, more focused experience. Plus, the rapid pace of tech innovation left Yahoo looking clunky. So to recap, Yahoo's strategy looked strong at first, and it was working during the wild, wild west days of the internet, but it was fragile, and they tried to be everything and ended up being nothing. Their failure to focus made them vulnerable to sharper, leaner competitors, like Google. Finally, it all comes down to execution, the make or break moment for any strategy. For this, we apply my patented PhD model, where we ask about passion, habits, and discipline. Starting with passion, Yahoo's founders were passionate. In fact, if you ask Jerry Yang, he'll say he bleeds purple to this day. But as things got rough in the face of futility, that passion started to dwindle. Leadership turnover killed the enthusiasm and the momentum that Yahoo had. Between 1995 and 2017, Yahoo had more than 6 different CEOs. That lack of steady vision hurt. As for habits, Yahoo had bad habits. They were trend chasers. They were buying startups, launching half-baked products, then abandoning them. Again, Mark Cuban's half-baked broadcast.com for $5.7 billion is a prime example of this. These habits spread the company too thin. And finally, we have discipline. This was a killer. They didn't have the discipline to stick to a core strategy. Yahoo was not a tight ship. While Google absolutely obsessed over search, Yahoo tried to juggle everything, and they dropped the ball, literally. So, an unsustainable strategy paired with sloppy execution, and Yahoo becomes one of the famous cautionary tales in tech history. So what did we learn? The key takeaway: Yahoo's story is a warning. If you try to be everything, you end up being nothing. Their goal was bold, but their strategy was unfocused, and their execution lacked discipline. The lesson? Focus beats bloat. Stay disciplined, double down on your strengths, and don't sleep on the competition. So, what do you think? Could Yahoo have survived if they bought Google or Facebook? Or was failure inevitable because they spread themselves too thin? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. If you've got goals, you want inspiration, and you're curious about what makes the difference between success and failure, hit the subscribe button. That way, you won't miss the next Jesse analysis or Upside Scoop interview. Each one could give you a lesson that helps you with your own journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.